So Drew, what I'm doing here, Drew, this is called ethyl chloride.
Okay.
It's kind of like it's a cold spray. So it's kind of like an anesthetic before you actually inject the person. Now this is bupivacaine, which is an anesthetic. So I'm going to combine this with a little bit of an anti-inflammatory known as Decadron, and then we're going to put it into this trigger point.
I love that we went from "Can you tell me about jewelry?" to "Hey, can you watch us inject?" This is wild.
You can commentate on his. You can commentate on his jewelry, whether you like it or not.
Can I commentate on? You should take some clippers to the back of your neck.
And so then I had big patches on my chest, so then I had to go just full-blown savage and take everything off my whole chest. I cut my nipple. I was bleeding. My girlfriend's like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, I'm lucky that sort of we've made it past the 90s, so Harry has sort of
It's
made
cool
it
again?
back into, oh yeah, definitely. I think I would get laughed at in the streets with the
hair.
shaved chest.
Yeah, I got one of those right
shaved
now.
chests
I'm
are
getting
not cool.
Yeah.
They're
You
not
tell me
cool.
now, I got a shaved chest right now.
Yeah.
And I got to go. I'm going to the Jersey Shore tomorrow. I'm going to the beach. You guys are trying. You're embarrassing me. Actually,
Well, most guys at Jersey Shore will probably have shaved chests, I would imagine.
as long as I'm pumping my fist, I think I'll fit in.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think you'll be fine.
Welcome to the Close the Door Behind You podcast, everybody. We've got a special guest today. We've got Drew Tessier. Welcome, Drew.
What's up, everybody?
Of course, as usual, we have our Lord and Savior, ChrisTos. Welcome, ChrisTos.
Amen.
I'm Doc Jud. Drew, how you been, man?
I'm this podcast snuck up on me. I sort of forgot about it. So it's 100 fucking degrees outside, and I didn't know it was filmed, so I have under boob sweat. But here we are.
Did you run here, ride a bike? How'd you get here?
I was on the Upper West Side, 2 subways, and then ran from the NRW.
Oh, that's far. Were you running a show up there?
No, I was just in my apartment.
Okay, but you run shows. Tell us.
I do run shows.
Tell everybody you're a comedian. You are a host. You are a producer.
Yes, all those things. I created the New York Queer Comedy Festival in 2017. I'm a house comic at Broadway and Greenwich Comedy Clubs, and I run a weekly queer show on Wednesdays at Greenwich Village Comedy Club, as well as several other just mix shows.
Very cool. Are you still doing your jewelry?
Not as much. I mean, the answer is no. Other than I just recently was working on a project. When I still had my jewelry company, I used to do a pill necklace. That was one of the first things I really got known for. So I've done some recently here in New York and in 18 karat gold. So it's sort of a much higher version of the one that I used to do.
It's the pills, though, because I took a look before I came on. I looked at your website. Have you seen these pills?
No, I have not seen the pills.
So they're like super indulgent pills made out of precious metals that you wear around your neck. Is that an accurate description?
I would say that.
Are they
Diamond
open so you
pills?
could put stuff in them? You get that all the
question
time.
I do. The question I hate more than anything. So when I still had my jewelry company, I did a bracelet that was 10 milligram Valiums, and they were enamel Valiums that went around. And the afterthought was this pill, and I designed it to open. And it was going to be very expensive to produce, and my boyfriend thought it was, and business partner at the time, thought it was kitschy and never going to sell. So sort of the compromise was to make this cast pill, and we ended up not making it open. We didn't sell a ton of the 10 milligram Valium bracelets, but we decided to take that charm and make that into a necklace, and that ended up being the piece that just skyrocketed for us.
Why Valium?
I was doing sort of a Valley of the Dolls collection. I thought it was cool.
Can we pull this up? What's the website?
You could probably Google it. I mean, I could find pictures for you. I don't know.
Okay.
If you pull up his website, you'll see the pill necklaces, but I don't think that they have the Valium.
Yeah, no,
line.
that's 1,000 years. I mean, that was 5 lives ago. But
Wow, that's cool though.
yeah, I mean, it was a big pill.
I think that it would be cool to how the Xanaxes come in bars. That would kind of be a good link for a
and all
bracelet.
of that has been, when we did the pill necklace, this was before Chanel did their Dr. Chanel collection, which was all pills. This was before Jonathan Adler got super deep into all the pill stuff that I feel like at this point the pill icon has been done. But, when we used to sell them, because it's going back like 2008, give or take, it was there was something sort of naughty about it. So the women that would buy them from me, it was, they felt like they were doing something funny and sneaky and at the end of the day, are you laughing about drug addiction? I don't know. But I don't know. We sell a lot of them, though.
Drug addiction could be funny if it's like you're addicted to love as a drug.
I got put on the spot one time. I did an interview. They were filming something. Somebody came into my store. I used to own a store in Hell's Kitchen. And she
The gay district. What a shocking surprise.
But it was a woman's store.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
But somebody came in my store from CNN, and she thought it was cool, and she wanted to do this short little thing for CNN.com, and kind of put me on the spot and said, "Well, what is it? What does it mean? Is it making it?" And so I sort of off the cuff said it was a comment on the glamorization of pharmaceuticals in our country, and that worked for the answer at that point.
So it was taken well. They didn't try to throw you under the bus for it.
Right, exactly.
They thought it was cool.
That's a good metaphor, though. Honestly. That's pretty cool. So do you feel like there's a new thing that you're going to make down the line? Are you working towards something?
I did just do this little collection. So I've got the pills in different color enamel and gold and sterling silver. So I at least need to sell through those. I am going to put them on my website here soon. I don't know. I miss it sometimes. I also ended up, after I had my jewelry company and my store and sold all of that, I ended up kind of trapped at Saks Fifth Avenue for 10 years. So I'm a little gun shy to get too much into sales, but
I love Saks Fifth Avenue, though.
yeah, he
It's
didn't
my
work there for a
favorite
decade.
Wait, but you're Saks Fifth Avenue or Bloomingdale's?
Saks Fifth Avenue.
100%.
You think I forgot?
I'm just saying. But so, okay, what's the other one? Lord & Taylor went out of business. What's the other one?
Well,
Barney's?
Barney's went out of
yeah.
business. I mean, at this point, Saks Fifth Avenue is sort of
Is
the
the top.
highest tier, other than Bergdorf Goodman, which is owned by Neiman Marcus. And from what I understand, Neiman Marcus and Saks have now merged.
Oh,
This
really?
is past my time.
So it's like Nordstrom is what, like 3 on the list?
I would say Bloomingdale's and Nordstrom are a solid kind of just one step
Step
below.
below.
It also, like my boyfriend's from Seattle. Nordstrom's huge in the
Yeah,
Pacific
yeah.
Northwest because that's where they're based out of. So it also kind of gets regional a little bit as well.
When you recommend a day of shopping here in New York City, where do you go? Like, where can you get those badass camo pants?
These are Duckhead that I ordered from duckhead.com. I don't know. Duckhead, I grew up in the South, and when I was in junior high, Duckhead was sort of like the hot brand. There were shorts that came in all different colors, and they were kind of preppy and khaki, and this came across my feed. So it's
What do you consider the South?
Well, I'm from Alabama.
Okay, that's the South.
Yeah.
For sure.
True South.
Do you consider Florida the South?
I mean, it's certainly in the southern part of the United
Like,
States.
do you
I mean,
consider Miami the South?
No, not at all.
Right,
Miami
thank
is
you.
its own thing. I mean, North Florida for sure just kind of bleeds into Alabama. I mean, sort of Central Florida is kind of its own thing, and then definitely South Florida.
Right.
I mean,
South Florida.
right.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I lived there for a little bit. There's definitely some people in like, man, I'm getting a phone call on my phone right now, on my glasses. Yeah, there's definitely some place in like Broward County where there's a lot of country music being played and a lot of duck hunting and alligator tagging.
I can hear it.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
What is happening right now?
So I just got like a phone call. I don't even know if I'm on the phone call because I have these new glasses and you can answer phone calls or respond to them. So
And they're made by Ray-Ban?
Yeah,
they're made
and
by Meta. Yeah. He bought them for me, so it's all his fault.
Yeah, they're cool. They're fun.
How's your back pain today, buddy?
It's pretty bad, dude.
You want an injection?
Yeah.
See, this is where things get nuts. Like, I had no idea. I didn't even know it was filmed. And then they're like, oh, by the way,
You're
we're going
not
to be doing...
supposed to know our next move.
All right. Well, I'm telling you, it's nuts in real time.
Yeah, well, that's what you're going to do. You're going to come to my desk and you're going to commentate when this is happening, however you want.
So I'm going to get all this prepped up. So basically, ChrisTos today, our Lord and Savior, is having some pain
Stop
in
saying
his back. He's got some trigger points in his upper trap. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to break up some of those trigger points with a little bit of bupivacaine and a touch of Decadron. So I'm going to get my weapons ready, and you guys just talk.
So, Drew, go ahead.
What?
He's basically going to inject me for pain.
Is this a numbing something? Is this a painkiller?
This
or something?
is a live advertisement for Judson's pain management practice to come use his services. If you've been hurt in an accident,
He will show up at your podcast and do it
Yes.
for you.
if you have been in any sort of accident, please try to contact Dr. Judson Crosney.
And I'll use gloves.
He
Today
will
I don't
use
have
gloves.
any. I did wash my
Yes.
hands.
And I'm consenting to him not using gloves. That is my HIPAA consent waiver.
The gloves are really for my protection anyway.
Yes.
It's not really for the patient.
Yes.
It's a misconception.
Yes.
Huh. Is this something insurance would cover in the real world?
Yes. Yes, it would. If you have chronic pain, it's a no-brainer.
That's a gigantic needle. No, you switched to a smaller needle, right? Wow.
For you, no, I'd use this. But for him, I'm going to switch
This
to a
is
small
like
needle.
epidural size that we're looking at right now.
This is a 30 gauge needle. So the higher the number, the thinner the gauge, or the thinner the needle. And this is about as narrow of a needle as you could possibly use and still inject medicine through. I mean, you can only inject like water-soluble medicine. If you were to try to inject like something oil-based like testosterone cypionate, it wouldn't even go through. I've tried.
Sounds like it doesn't hurt that bad.
Have you done this before?
Nope.
It doesn't
first
hurt
time.
me at all,
Yeah.
in case.
Uh,
Yeah.
what
do
do
you
you
have
normally do for back pain?
Nothing. I just cry. Like I'll take an Aleve maybe. I put like BioFreeze. You know BioFreeze. I put that on. We used to be sponsored by this pain management Korean company. They had a cream, and then I had a falling out deal with them. They didn't want to pay.
Yeah, that's not a very good sponsorship.
Yeah. They just wanted to give free stuff. I'm like, I can't pay the bills with free stuff. You know?
Yeah.
So
Where's your practice?
So I've got 6 of them. I've got one by the Oculus down in Lower Manhattan. We do pain management. We also have massage, physical therapy, chiropractic therapy, acupuncture. And then I do all the medical consults. I order the meds, I order the MRIs. So we take care of patients who just have like sports injuries and major med insurance. Then we also take care of patients who have been like in auto accidents or in workers' comp related accidents as well.
Nice.
Yeah. You guys want to switch?
yeah.
All right.
Switch it up. So Drew, you're going to sit right here and you're going to commentate. So Drew, what I'm doing here, Drew, this is called ethyl chloride.
Okay.
It's kind of like it's a cold spray. So it's kind of like an anesthetic before you actually inject the person. Now this is bupivacaine, which is an anesthetic. So I'm going to combine this with a little bit of an anti-inflammatory known as Decadron, and then we're going to put it into this trigger point.
I love that we went from "Can you tell me about jewelry?" to "Hey, can you watch us inject?" This is wild.
You can
Should I sign a
commentate on his.
release?
You can commentate on his jewelry, whether you like it or not.
Can I commentate on? You should take some clippers to the back of your neck.
Yeah, I'm Greek. It's really like a week and a half ago.
All right, so Christos, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some alcohol and clean off your trap.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Natalie.
This isn't the ideal positioning and stuff, but the first thing you're going to feel, Christos, a little bit of cold spray.
Ah!
Here comes the needle.
Yeah.
Stop! I'm looking at the camera of the needle going. Ah! Oh Jesus Christ! Ah!
I don't see how this is an advertisement for you if he's gonna scream it out. Did it hurt
Yeah,
at all though?
No,
Did you
it
feel
didn't
going?
really hurt. It really didn't hurt.
I'm going to
This
turn
was
your
a
head
great
to this way.
experience.
Yeah.
Here, that's
Right.
fine.
I'm going to move this one out of the
We
way.
get one on both sides.
Yeah, we're going to get one on the other side.
What is that tattoo on that shoulder?
Which one shoulder?
The little rosy butterfly over here, whatever
Looks
it is.
like there's a flower
Oh,
or
that's a
something?
Spartan helmet.
It's a Spartan flower.
No, they had little like feathers on their helmets.
All right, little cold spray.
Ah, the cold spray freaks me out.
It's funny. Some
I
people don't like
taste
this
it.
cold spray. Other
Yeah.
people love it. They're like, oh, I put a lot of cold
No,
spray.
that shit's whack.
Okay, you're going to feel a little poke.
Were the Spartans the one that had all the gay sex with the other Spartans?
Yeah.
That actually makes a lot of sense why he
Yeah, sure.
has that tattoo on his
Yeah.
back.
Back shots. Oh yeah. Well, I'll tell you, the left shoulder feels good. The right shoulder, it hurts. After that, I
You want-
have knots, right?
It
Is
sounds like you
bad?
need more. I think he needs more.
Sure. Let's put one in the eye.
Wait, I don't want to do more. Do I actually need more?
You want to do one on me?
I don't want to do one on you.
All right.
Should
I
I
just
do
thought
it?
it'd be fun. trying to have some fun here.
You want to do that?
No, so listen, that's a little brief summary of what we would do for you. I mean, we would obviously use like ultrasound and try to find the trigger points. Yeah, doctor's office could be good. This actually is in my doctor's office for everybody. I am actually licensed to do injections right here. This is my third examination room at 139 Fulton. Yeah. We would use the ultrasound machine. We would take a look at the different structures in your back and try to figure out exactly where the pain was coming from and then put the medication in. But this is just like a superficial muscular injection into some fibers that you could palpate, meaning you could feel. It's a knot, right? So we're basically breaking up a knot.
And how often can you do this?
I mean, a lot of patients come in once a week and get them. It depends. Like if they're having an issue, meaning like if they have like chronic back pain or chronic pain back here, and from time to time, they'll have like an exacerbation, like, oh, my neck pain's acting up. They may need to see me 3 times in a couple-month basis, but that coupled with conservative care, meaning physical therapy, chiropractic adjustment, acupuncture, all those things together. So we don't just treat one thing with just medication. We're using medication. We're using stretching. We're using everything.
My ex has chronic back pain and sciatica in the lower, and he does sort of this whole, there's one shot that they'll do every 6 months, there's one that they'll do every 3 months, there's one but he's got this whole cycle of different shots.
A regimen, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's probably, if he's having sciatica, that means basically that it's shooting down his leg, and more than likely there's maybe a disc that's herniated and pushing against that nerve, causing it. So from time to time, they may need to put a little bit of medication right next to that disc, which is called an epidural injection, and they'll put some of the same medication, sometimes a little stronger steroid, because if you're going to go all the way into that epidural space, you're only going to get like one shot. You're going to give like some stronger medication. This stuff is very light. This is a water-based stuff. The other stuff that they use in those areas are kind of like particulate, and they'll last for a little bit longer.
ChrisTos
but anyway,
is in like a catatonic state right now.
No, I'm learning so much. I like learning.
Is he drooling yet?
No.
Is he?
But I think this shot made me gay.
That's the Spartan helmet, dude.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, let's see. That is very
Is he
interesting.
topping another spiral? Spartan?
No,
This
the
is-
other side I have a Pikachu.
Eating a...
Eating a lollipop?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's much gayer than the Spartan helmet.
Yeah, I know. I originally drew it with a blunt, and someone said it looked like just like a brown cock. So I had to make it a lollipop.
And you were like, that's not quite gay enough. Give me a
lollipop.
lollipop. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, life is life. That's it. Or you want to switch now?
Are we back?
Switching back,
All right.
Thank you for participating.
Yeah. Thanks for doing the ad, man. Oh. I don't need it for comfort anymore.
You do sound kind of spacey now. Do you feel like...
I feel really relaxed, honestly.
Okay.
I feel, so I had all this tension in my back, and I actually feel, it's almost like, that one moment where someone steps on your back, like when you really need like a good back massage and you have someone stepping on it, like.
That's probably why your back hurts.
You think so? You never do that? You never do that?
I mean, no, I get your point.
Yeah, but like you can't have someone like really heavy step on your back. It's got to be like a light person. But the moment where it like presses into that point, and it's like you feel that kind of release for a second. Unfortunately, it goes away after like 2 seconds. This feels like a constant pressure of their like kind of holding it back.
So like when you go for a massage and you're like, they stick their finger in there and you're like, that's the spot. Imagine if
I usually
before
have
you
to pay extra to get them to stick the finger in there. But...
Hey.
we don't have that kind of massage at our place, but you could go down the street for that. But anyway, like when you go and they're like, and you're like, yeah, that's the spot, and it hurts, but then you're like, push a little bit harder. Imagine if you came and got somebody to inject bupivacaine or something to numb that area up before they went and did that. And so that's one of the things that we could do. We can basically put some medication, break up the knot from underneath, which is called a trigger point injection, and then send you to the next room where they can massage it out for you.
Yeah.
So you could tolerate a lot more.
Do you do because I know one of the ones with my ex that he talks about, the big one that I think they'll only do every 6 months, is like an epidural. I mean, do you
Correct.
do those as well?
So I don't do epidurals. Epidurals, you have to go to like a surgical center or a suite and you have to have fluoroscopic guidance, which is X-ray guidance, because you're going a little bit, deeper and you want to just have a little bit better guidance than, say, ultrasound or just doing it based on, palpating.
Got it.
Yeah. But, I mean, there's, I'm sure that your ex has probably a ton of other pathology and stuff in there, facets inflamed and sacroiliac joints, and so he may need to get different things in the low back injected. Sometimes it's just the muscle, sometimes it's the sacroiliac joint, sometimes it's the facet joints. Those are those joints that when you crack your back, and then sometimes it's actually the discs in the front that are inflamed, and they actually have to go a little bit deeper into that area, and that's when they have to use fluoroscopic guidance.
Got it.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, would you ever consider opening your own club?
I feel like I've had a dream for a long time of opening a queer comedy club, that would mainly do sort of like a combination of burlesque, stand-up, drag, something more elevated. I think in my mind I've just had the fantasy of running the Birdcage. I think this
I love
must have
that movie.
hit me at sort of a young age. However, that's why I wanted to, I'm very much a believer in kind of getting in at the ground floor and learning every step of something, which is why I wanted to sort of do the job that I'm doing now. But I don't know. I don't know that I would, the comedy side of it aside, I don't know if I'd ever want to own a bar or a restaurant. I mean, because really that's what you're running.
Right.
At
Yeah.
that point. It's just how do you get asses in seats.
You got to sell drinks.
Right. I mean, but that is the real goal of any of them, which is, whether it's a titty bar or a comedy club or whatever, it's to sell the alcohol.
Right.
Yeah. Alcohol is so important to the economy.
And the young kids don't drink
Yeah.
because it's so expensive. And
Is that right? And now weed is just so easily accessible. They all just smoke weed.
I guess I just don't think they have fun. I mean, it seems like younger folk, they're not fucking, they're not drinking, I don't know what they're doing drug wise, but it's definitely a lot of doom scrolling. I just think we've broken them between social media and COVID.
Well, you know about the Gen Z stare, right?
Go ahead.
Okay. Come up to me and ask me a question. You don't physically, but just approach me in a conversation. Ready?
All right. Chris, what makes you laugh?
Yeah, that is accurate.
You think it's just a fear of having the wrong answer, or
It's like processing that a human is talking
Yeah.
to
And
them.
it's not the screen, right?
Right.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
You're just
They
like,
just don't have the ability to speak to one another.
yeah. And then they're just like,
Are you
"Oh,
talking to me?
Yeah, you're what?
How dare you?
right?
Like, ew. You're talking?
It's interesting. I'm an old dude, and
You're not that old.
Sure.
What are you, 71?
When was 71, 72,
Okay.
give or take?
Yeah. You got time.
But with all the open mics that I run and sort of all I do see a lot of the young kids. So yes, there's that aspect of it for sure. The social awkwardness, the nobody knows how to talk to girls, all that thing. But I do find that there's a very strong bullshit detector with Gen Z that I sort of admire. I mean, sort of this unwillingness to just kind of go along with, I think, a lot of the stuff that we did when we were younger because an adult told you this is how you do things, or this is just how things are done, or we just accept sort of some of these social ideas, and sometimes it's frustrating, but I do appreciate that aspect of the.
They're like punk rock. Gen Z's kind of punk rock
Agreed,
in a way.
this sort of anti-capitalism and everything, but.
I feel like I'm a millennial. I felt like we were just kind of pussies, for the most part. Like we were the ones that introduced being offended by everything. Maybe that was Gen X. I don't know. Boomers definitely weren't.
No, Gen X we were not offended by anything.
Yeah.
I mean, that was sort of the whole thing. And I'm born 79, so I'm, I guess, what's called an Xennial. I mean, I'm right in between Gen X. And if I ever say I'm one or the other, somebody will immediately argue with me and tell me, no, I'm actually not Gen X, I'm millennial. Or no, actually, you're too old, you're not a millennial, you're Gen X.
Do you think they just don't want you to be the same one as them?
Yeah, nobody wants to accept me.
They
I
don't
think
want to
that's-
take
I
you
think
in.
That's really what it is.
You're a generation orphan.
no generation will claim me. But I feel like like you just said, I feel like Gen X worked really hard to get rid of labels, and we're not into, we don't want to be grouped into, everybody do your own thing. And then millennials were much more label focused. I felt, yeah.
Yeah, like just because you lose race, you guys still had race, but we lost race, so we had to identify people in another way.
Millennials like labeling people, but they like labeling them like which Office character. Are you?
Yes, exactly. Yes, 100%. Yeah, like that guy's such
Which
a Michael.
Sex in the City character.
Yeah, yeah. That's a really valid point. So
Did
I
our
agree.
sponsor send us something for?
Oh, yes.
For Drew.
So our sponsor of today's podcast episode is Pokemon trading card game. So they sent us a luxury ball. But just for the record, we are currently in an embargo with the Japanese Pokemon trading card company, specifically because we were not catering to their demands of pro-Japanese, conservative, right-leaning representation. So to earn them back, I will like to say Japan is number one. The empire has never died. Long live the emperor. Japan, if only more countries were like Japan.
Who is we? The podcast?
The
country?
podcast, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
The
some
podcast
comments
is
Natalie
in
said as well
an
were...
embargo.
Yeah. They
with
didn't appreciate
Pokemon at large?
Yeah, so... right
You
now,
run a business. You know how it is. You got to do what you got to do to make money.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is our sponsor.
Oh, okay. I don't know how to open it.
Give it to Drew.
Drew, yeah, can you open it?
I don't even know what any of the words you just said are. Made in China.
Isn't that ironic?
It is ironic. Is that the right word? Is it ironic?
Dude, they open Chinese sushi restaurants. I
Nice.
think you
There you
opened
go.
it.
I think
Yeah.
I
Beautiful.
opened it.
Dude, that's cool.
All right, I've
All right.
got.
A guitar pick.
No, you just open one pack. Yeah, it's
Some
got the
sort
coin.
of doubloon.
Oh,
It's
that's a
got
good coin.
Sort of a.
Yeah.
You want it?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I wouldn't even know where to put it.
That's good for flipping a coin.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then.
So
three-
pick a pack to open.
Okay.
What's the cover? What does it say?
Scarlet and Violet.
Any other writing?
Traditional game, a 10 additional card game.
Okay, yeah, just open it.
Begin a new adventure at Pokemon with Pokemon X.
Wow, I haven't seen someone open it that way, but that's
That is
good.
a first mouth open.
Yeah, that was good. Okay,
Go
go for the shiny.
for the shiny.
Other side.
I had friends in high school, you guys. I'm sorry, this is. all new to me.
Wow, rude. Is there any shiny?
My boyfriend's nerdy though, so I've learned a lot of nerdy stuff through him.
What's that pink one?
Not quite this nerdy, but
Yeah.
mischievous look.
Oh, show us in the camera. That's a pretty good card. That's a good pull. That's about 48 cents.
Nice.
Congrats, Drew. You're only worth as much as your Pokemon pack.
I've got a potion trainer.
Okay, not shiny.
Not shiny. It is. That's not
Oh,
shiny.
that's a little shiny. Yeah.
Oh, this is more shiny.
Yeah, that's like you want the most shiny.
So Mega Gazuza is not shiny.
Yeah, he's not shiny enough.
Alright.
Yeah, this is just a bad pack. That's all. That's life, man. That's life.
Strong work.
Yeah, we're proud of you anyway. You could keep
And the
those if you
cards.
like.
Thank you very much.
Um,
Let's take a look.
I'm moving at the end of the month. The last thing
Yeah.
I need is more shit in my apartment,
I know.
All right.
or more fine pieces from our sponsor.
Where are you? Where are you moving?
That's a great question. Harlem, I think. I've been on and off in Harlem since I moved here in 2003. Every time I set a relationship on fire, I move back in with my old roommate, which is not what's happening right now. This will be the first time I'm moving to Harlem with my
With a
boyfriend.
lover.
With my lover.
So, go ahead.
Should we roll on to the lightning round?
Absolutely.
All right. So at this point in the podcast, we do the lightning round. So in the lightning round, we're going to be asking our guests the same exact questions on each episode, and first one up is going to be me.
Okay.
So Drew,
Yeah.
you find yourself in a very precarious situation. You get arrested. You're in jail. Who's your first phone call?
Now I'm trying to think when that actually happened. Who my first phone call was.
Give us both.
Yeah.
At the time, one of my best friends in college that knew, because they arrested me early on a Saturday morning on purpose because they wanted college students to have to spend the weekend in jail.
Oh.
But she knew where I had a shoebox full of cash.
Mm.
This is actually sort of answering machine days because it's like 6 o'clock in the morning. So I was able to be like, hey, I know you're not answering the phone, but you can hear me. I need you to go to that box, the one where saving for a vacation. You know where it's at. Go grab the cash. Come bail me out of jail. Yeah.
What college
Wow.
was this?
Auburn University,
Oh, so that's Alabama, right?
Alabama.
Nice.
The elephants.
Can we ask
Nope,
you what
the other
you
one, fuck
got
you.
thrown in the slammer for?
Originally for a unpaid speeding ticket, and then they came to arrest me, and then possession.
They spent police resources to come and arrest
But that, I
you for a
think,
speeding ticket?
yeah, I think I was probably already on some sort of a
List.
marijuana watch list of some sort. I kind of almost, if I'm not being over paranoid, think I know what may have sort of led to that. But yeah, that was a big thing, especially back then, was sort of rolling over on other people to get drug arrests and for fucking marijuana. Yeah,
you
so I went
feel
to
like
jail
you
for less than an
deserved
eighth
it?
of weed. For less than an eighth of weed, I don't. I probably should have paid my speeding ticket on time.
I feel like that part
yeah,
you deserve.
yeah, for sure. I just forgot about it.
Yeah, that's life, man.
This is the weirdest day of my life.
Anyway.
Maybe not as the weird as y'all's day, but all right,
Okay, ready?
ready.
What's one life hack that you think more people should know about that you'd be willing to share?
One life hack that more people should know about. Love your body when you're young. I think I think of all the time I wasted in my 20s, and then you look back at pictures of you in your 20s, you're like, the fuck was wrong with me? Yeah, any time you are spending hating your body while you're in your 20s is really time wasted because it's the best it's going to ever look. And if you're not getting fucked in your 20s, it is on you.
Interesting. It is on you. Why do you say that?
Because I just think that there so much of it is about confidence, and I mean, just like we talked about, so many people are nervous about interacting with other people and worried about getting shot down, and you could already make your move, get shot down, and be moving on to the next move already, as opposed to just being afraid to make a move.
So your advice is be more confident.
Yeah, I guess
Like-
that's what the advice is.
Right,
Or
yeah,
get
don't
out and
be
fuck
so-
while you're in your 20s. That was really, either
Yeah.
way.
Don't be-
Look, don't
Yeah.
you think it's a little easier for a gay man to say that?
No,
You don't think so?
no.
There are some super handsome, confident men that I know that just get shot down because they don't have money, or they
Well, then
are
they're-
not that
They're
tall.
not looking in the right places.
Right, then
He's
they're
right.
hitting on
I
the
agree
wrong
with you on
girls.
that.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like, if I say the only way it ever works, I mean, what are we talking about? Are we talking about sex or are we talking about love? With love, I think the only way it ever works is when two people are just completely stupid for each other at the same time. There's no rules. There's no wearing somebody down. There's no, like, that's the only time it ever works. But as far as, like, be your weirdest self and find somebody into that. Period. I mean, that's it. And wasting time on somebody that just isn't into who you are is, again, just wasting time.
You think some people put on a facade when they're getting into
I
relationships?
think we become obsessed with people that we don't really even know, and then we try to become what we think this person we don't even know wants, as opposed to just finding somebody into the weird shit that you're into, because there's lots of other people that are into that same kind of weird shit, or at least match-upable weird shit.
Or can tolerate your weird shit.
Sure. Yeah.
I got
Find
you.
somebody that can tolerate you. That's a good one.
Talking about weird shit, like what's your favorite weird shit to eat? Like if you get a night out and like money's no object and you're like, I'm gonna go either make this food, buy this food. What's your favorite way to indulge yourself gastronomically?
Gastronomically. I mean, anytime I find a good Southern restaurant of some sort,
That's a good answer.
in
Like
the
Bojangles?
north. If I were to do cheap fried chicken, I would probably do Popeyes, but that's if there wasn't a Church's available. I think that's probably my
Church's
my
chicken.
favorite.
You
yeah.
consider that Southern?
Oh
Like
no, but I
Popeyes
mean,
and-
he said Bojangles. I mean, like, but I'm talking more like if I'm going to do fried chicken in the city, it's going to be Charles Fried Chicken, who's the first location is up on 125th or something like that. But there also happens to be one on 72nd Street, which is the street I live
Charles.
on. Yeah.
But how about Southern? Like real? Are there real other places to get real
Sylvia's in
Southern?
Harlem does a really good job.
That's Southern.
That is truly Southern. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
You know,
I thought that was like soul food, or is soul food Southern food? It kind of.
in my opinion, sure.
Okay.
I mean, again, there you can sort of variate. You know, whether we're talking sort of more New Orleans Cajun or Creole food,
I love
or
Cajun.
or
if
like
we're
Texas
talking-
barbecue kind of
right?
stuff.
You know,
That's like
Texas is kind of its own thing, but you know, and
Yeah.
barbecue is sort of its own. I love barbecue.
What's Alabama food?
Alabama barbecue. In the last few years, there's sort of been this misconception that Alabama white sauce is sort of a widespread thing. It's very specific to kind
Sounds
of
like a sexual.
give her the old Alabama white sauce. It's kind of very specific to a very specific chain of barbecue restaurants around the Birmingham area, but traditional Alabama barbecue is really sweet. It's actually not my favorite. I prefer either a Texas dry rub or something more kind of mustard-based, kind of North Carolina
Like North
barbecue.
Carolina barbecue. Yo, slept on. North
Yeah.
Carolina barbecue is slept on.
It's my favorite.
The mustard, sometimes when they give you the
Yeah.
little speckles of the mustard seed inside,
I
and you
also
bite
like
into
really, really heavy vinegar.
It. Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, well, watch how you say that though. All right. Right. Okay, what is one topic that you know a lot of things about? Maybe you've gone in a deep dive that people would be surprised to know how much you know about it.
So people being strangers would be surprised that I know that much about
I mean,
it, or
people that are don't know you that well,
I would say either jewelry or Pez dispensers.
Pez
Okay,
dispensers.
Pez dispensers we gotta talk about. Yeah.
You have a collection?
I do. I started kind of young and just never stopped. I guess this is how we get adult Christians. But I've got. If you first walk into my apartment, there's sort of an alcove. I mean, this is one of the nightmares about moving at the end of this month is I'm going to have to take down all these goddamn Pez dispensers and all the shelves. But yeah, it's sort of floor to ceiling, kind of a Pez room that you walk in when you first enter my apartment.
Wait, like all walls are covered in
Yeah.
Pez.
Mhm.
It's a room.
It's the alcove when you first. So if you walk in my apartment, there's this sort of like space. You go this way, you're in the
It's
kitchen.
like a
you
little
go-
bigger than a closet of Pez
Sure.
from wall to wall.
Yeah.
Is there one particular Pez dispenser that you want to shout out?
So most of mine are not worth anything. There was a moment kind of in the 90s that there was a lot of expensive Pez trading going on. And there is some that still takes place with older Pez's and specific people. But for the most part, it's gone the way of Beanie Babies, and they're not worth fucking anything. But I've got one Pez. A buddy of mine worked for Viacom. And in 2003, they made a giant version of the Moon Man, this shiny Moon Man from MTV that was in these swag bags for the MTV Music
That's
Awards.
fire.
So
And it's a Pez dispenser?
the big Pez dispensers actually dispense full packs of Pez as opposed to just one Pez. So it's a giant silver shiny Pez dispenser. He's got the MTV flag. It's worth a lot of money. They're hard
Cool.
to find, and she gave it to me. It was on her desk.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
It-
just hey, I heard you like Pez.
Yeah,
here's
she's
the
like,
thing."
I wanted you to have this because it's a Pez thing.
And you were like, no favors attached to this,
no.
and you just ran.
At the time, I guess she was sort of family-ish. It was when I was still with my ex, and it was a sister of a sister-in-law. Anyway, but
That's cool, man.
yeah.
Good for you.
I got a question for you.
Sure.
So, if you had the opportunity to invite anybody to dinner, dead or alive, who would that be?
Dolly Parton,
Good answer.
Why?
Extrapolate.
big fan.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
You
a
follow
tattoo.
her, like,
that
when
says
she goes
Dolly,
on
everybody.
tour?
Show the camera for us.
I've seen her.
Maybe turn it towards the camera.
Where am I aiming? Yeah, that's my
Dolly. All right,
Dolly.
cool. Tell us about Dolly Parton.
Been a big fan forever. I'm again Southern kid, so I think every little gay boy gloms on to some sort of diva in one way or another. So, That's mine. I've
Wait,
seen her-
why is that? Why does every? What do you mean?
Well, whether it's Beyonce or Madonna or Lady Gaga. Do you
Favorite-
not know gay people? Are you?
I only hang out with my church friends. Wait, so
Favorite song?
Favorite song. She has a song called Smoky Mountain Memories that
It's a
sort
good
of
song.
talks about going north to try to find your fortune or whatever it is. So it's sort of this, metaphor of her family going north from the Smoky Mountains to try to make money in this sort of, I don't know if it was what kind of rush it was, but some sort of, and thinking about family back home and whatnot. It's a very pretty song, and she normally sings it at all of her concerts. I've seen her 4 times. I think she's doing a residency in Vegas during December, and we got tickets to go see her then.
that's
as well.
great.
She just
man.
performed at the Super Bowl, right?
She
Was that the Super Bowl? Or was some other big,
yeah,
huge
she
event?
did. It wasn't the Super Bowl, but it was. She did some. She dressed up like a Dallas cowgirl
Yeah.
or something. Yeah,
Maybe it was MTV. I don't know. So what's the story with Dolly Parton? Like, I don't ever remember her not having huge breasts. I'm assuming that they're enhanced. What's the story with that? Did she always have big breasts?
I think. I mean, in interviews that she does, I think she says she always has. That she would say biggins, but yes, at one point, like all of her has had them. I think, as she said, stood up so she didn't have to wear a bra.
Is 9 to 5 your favorite movie?
Is 9 to 5 my favorite movie? I like 9 to 5. I think my favorite Dolly Parton movie though is probably Steel Magnolias.
Oh, okay.
Or Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. I'm a big fan of Best
I
Little
haven't seen
Whorehouse
that
in
one.
Texas.
Dude, Dolly Parton, you seen pictures of her when she was like in her 20s? Bro,
Ridiculous.
she was literally like one of the most beautiful women I had ever seen
I
in a
think
photo.
at one point in the 80s, next to Princess Di, she was the most photographed woman in the world.
Look at her.
Yeah.
Like, holy cow.
That's my gal.
Kind of looks like my
Unbelievable.
mom.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, dude. You got to unpack that, man. That's another episode. Man. Shit.
This episode just in.
All right. So, how are we on time? Do we have time for one more question?
Yeah, one more question.
Okay. What is some sort of. What's the right way to put this? What's one bit of advice that you would share with your younger self, not related to like the body thing that you were talking about, but that could be applied to advice for you specifically, like not like blanket advice that you would give like to everybody? Like if you could go back in time and tell yourself something, what would it be?
There are parts in performance for gay people. I think when I was coming through, I was a theater major in college, and I think rather than ever having somebody sit down and say, these are probably the types of roles you're going to be going out for, I feel looking back, it was a 4-year exercise in trying to teach me how to not look gay on stage, as opposed to, I mean, kind of the whole idea, I mean, this whole sort of leading male thing, and this archetype that we have in our mind of what a leading male looks like is sort of a whole fucked up thing unto itself. But yeah, I think, I can think of just so many times of either not being right for parts because, I read, used to say you read light, used to be how they would say it by, not calling you a faggot to your face. And even, that's what took me so long to get into stand-up comedy, is I just didn't see opportunities to get up on stage. I didn't know how to get on stage and be gay. I didn't know how to get on stage and not be gay. So I just didn't until my late 30s. And my best friend, who's a straight dude, went right into stand-up comedy when we moved here from college. The New Yorker did an article on stand-up comedy. He was picked as the up-and-comer.
Do we know him? Is he still doing
No,
it?
about the same time he sort of hit this spot, and had a hard time kind of getting past that. I mean, he got passed in a lot of clubs in New York in his 20s, and he actually hosted the very first show at Stand Up New York on the Upper West Side when it was still Stand Up New York. But
Did he get paid?
What's that?
No, just kidding. Go ahead.
Yeah, and he was getting paid for it. But about the time he kind of said, I'm through with this shit. I don't want to do this anymore. It's not making me happy. It was about the same time. I was like, I'm going to give this a shot.
Okay, cool. Now, can you give us an old-timey joke that you've heard that you love?
An old-timey joke that I love. I think this is a very known joke. It's one of those kind of junior high jokes that gets passed around. But it's in my mind right now because I've been listening to this David Sedaris joke, and he had said that it was, I just think it's so funny because somebody had asked him what his favorite joke was. And the joke was, what's the worst thing about blowing Willie Nelson? Finding out that it's not Willie Nelson. And
oh, God.
So he's in Europe, and he tells this joke to this woman, and she gives him, I guess, as you would say, sort of the Gen Z stare. And he says, because you wouldn't blow Willie Nelson unless you thought it was Willie Nelson. And she's still just looking at him. And he says, as the last part of the entry, that so now I've broken my mother's 2 biggest rules. 1, never explain a joke. And 2, don't talk about oral sex with strangers.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys, that's Drew Tessier on the Close the Door Behind You podcast. We're out.
Thanks, Drew.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, wait. How can people find you?
Oh, yeah.
Drew Tessier, NYC, DREWTESSIER NYC. I have a weekly queer show at Greenwich Village Comedy Club. Again, run the New York Queer Comedy Festival. And I do have a podcast when I have a podcast that is Drew Tessier's Mostly Queer Comedy Show.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for coming by.
I thank you.